Danny Sheehan talks UFO shootdowns. We've got that and a lot more to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, on that UFO podcast, Danny Sheehan had a great interview, and one of the interesting things that he said was that there are two components of UFO crash retrievals. One is a passive crash retrieval, and one is an active crash retrieval where they just go out and shoot UFOs. So let's hear what he has to say.
Is it right to say these are men and women who are still actively involved potentially in programs and are attending their place of work on a daily basis still?
Yes, that's right. You know, they're the people that are inside the program, primarily at the present time. Those who have been involved in the UFO crash retrieval program, which has a part A and a part B. The part A is if, in fact, any UFO were to accidentally crash somewhere, that they would be assigned to go get it and retrieve that and bring it back into either S4, over at Skunk Works at Area 51 for analysis and potential back engineering. Or the question is whether there's what they call a kinetic program, which is an active program to attempt to bring down UFOs.
Is it right to say?
Yeah, so he says it's a question, but of course he probably knows that it's not a question, that they are actually engaged in shooting down UFOs. We've seen reports of this time and time again. Now, sometimes it seems to be in a response to a UFO incursion or event where jets will be sent out to intercept them and bring them down. And maybe, that's a faction that we're not allied with and they're not supposed to be in our airspace. Maybe we're working with the bad guys and shooting at the good guys. Hard to say, but there are other examples where it seems like we are deliberately shooting down UFOs to harvest their technology. Now, Mike Herrera talks a lot about this, and he has really amazing information about that. Either way, we have definitely been shooting down UFOs for a long time. It's unclear how many of these examples are to retrieve the technology or in response to what is perceived as a UFO incursion. I love that Danny's talking about this. I hope that more information will be coming out about this, because this may be the important or the most important thing that we need to wrap our heads around, is that humanity may be involved in some sort of cosmic conflict. If indeed the control group is working with one group of beings and humans working with the control group are firing on occupants of UFOs from other factions, is humanity involved in some sort of proxy conflict between groups of non-humans? That's huge, and that's not good. So I'm glad that Danny is talking about this, but we definitely need more information. And one huge reason why we need UFO disclosure so that we can get oversight of these black programs. Meanwhile, Garry Nolan appeared on Through Conversations podcast. I didn't hear a lot of new information in it, but there's a couple of really interesting segments. One, he's reminding us that he himself is an experiencer.
Right over me soundlessly. In my bedroom, it was little men. What were they doing in my bedroom, at the age of 7 or 8 or however old I was? I'm constantly changing my idea of how old I must have been based on how old my brother was at the time. And so, I while neither of those interactions were negative or positive, they were mind expanding for a young boy.
Yeah, the other experience he's talking about is a UFO sighting. But the other major one, of course, is there were beings in his bedroom as a child. So the question is, was this or has this been an ongoing contact? Because, experiencers typically, they are starting to be taken when they're a child, and they are taken periodically throughout their lives. I don't usually hear of, one-offs, although I think that does happen occasionally. But typically it's a lifetime deal. And often, typically even, it's a generational deal. If you're an experiencer, it's very likely that one or more of your parents will be experiencers, and also maybe, the next generation as well. So I would love it if, Garry Nolan would go under hypnotic regression or something like that and see if he has any other experiences that he may not be consciously aware of. Either way, kudos to him for talking about this. Hats off. Garry Nolan also has an epic takedown of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Is saying, well, come on, where I dislike what people like him do is where they diminish the possibility through ridicule, because that's not science. I think what that does is it does a disservice to people who come forward with stories, because they have a double trauma. They have the trauma of having seen something they really don't understand and doesn't fit with their worldview. And then they have the trauma of everybody making fun of them and their family, not believing them. Right? And so that's just, at best, it's rude. It's just rude. It's coarse. It's inappropriate. It's wrong. It's arrogant and conceited. So, Neil, cut this shit out. Just stop it. It's wrong. You shouldn't do it. You wouldn't want anybody making fun of your ideas like I do on a regular basis these days, but that's just quid pro quo. Right? It's like you don't want somebody doing that to you, so don't do it to other people, especially people who are not as conversant in the sciences as you are. I am. Avi is. Both of us are far more accomplished than the likes of him. He's a TV personality. Stop believing people like that. Stop putting them on the TV shows.
Anyway, he goes on, but there you go. Garry Nolan firing back at Neil. Meanwhile, we've all heard of UFO technologies and even healing technologies that have been suppressed over the years. Lots of technologies, free energy, stuff like that. But here's a technology you may not have heard of that might have been suppressed. Technology to regrow your teeth. What?
Did you know you can regrow missing or damaged teeth with a tiny device that gives off a very specific frequency of ultrasound? I wonder where this device disappeared to.
But help could soon be at hand for athletes or anyone sporting a toothless grin. It's a Canadian invention that not only plugs the gaps, but fills the holes with brand new pearly whites. CTV's Deborah Shirey explains.
Chris Miller getting some time in Ekman's spot, and Ryan Smith is down and hurt.
It was a jaw-dropping shot as Edmonton Oiler Ryan Smith takes a puck to the face, and yes, those are his teeth.
As quickly as possible for you.
It's too late for Smith's smile, but researchers at the University of Alberta could have a cure for future toothless hockey grins. An ultrasound device that regrows human teeth. Tariq Albiali was researching jaw growth in rabbits.
Accidentally, when I applied the ultrasound, I found the lower incisor grow.
Albiali is the first to try the treatment on humans. After 20 minutes a day, new teeth started to grow in a month.
With this device, we'll get these roots together, held them together, healing it together, and keep it forever.
Albiali's machine was too big, so he teamed up with nanotech expert Jai Chen, who scaled it down from this to this.
After you using this treatment, then you can throw away. So this is like a one-time use for you, and you can put it on easily. What we're working on is more like a user-friendly.
Professors at the University of Alberta have already filed a patent for this invention. While it's obviously still in the prototype phase, scientists here are hopeful it could hit the market in as little as 2 years.
Okay, I'll let you watch the full thing at your leisure, but there you go, a news program back 10, 15 years ago talking about regrowing teeth and how this was a viable technology. So where is this technology now? I don't know, maybe the men in black want all the teeth regrowing technology for themselves. Meanwhile, Truth Poll is posting this video of a UFO in Miami. who knows if this UFO is legit or not? Could be a balloon, could be whatever, right? But I just wanted to post this because we still don't know what the heck was going on at the Miami Mall those many months ago. We still don't have the police body cam, at the event. We don't have any explanation why there were 100 or 200 police cars at that event. Then there were like 6 juveniles arrested for fireworks. That is not a response for 6 juveniles arrested for fireworks. So what the heck was going on at the Miami Mall? Where are the witnesses that were coming forward talking about seeing beings? There's that one guy who was promising to release this video, this compelling video of the beings themselves at the mall. Now, I'm totally prepared to believe that some or a lot of that was a hoax, but you can't hoax the police response to that. And even what the police were saying, behind the scenes, and I reported on that back in the day. Something happened there, and we still don't understand what. Meanwhile, Jon Stewart is posting this video. On June 11th, 2023, Jon Stewart handed Congress his 5-year investigation into the U.S. government's Project Aquarius. Very intriguing. And of course, that's a still from the alien interview video, which I think is probably legit. His research into the alien interview is very compelling. His report contained emails, whistleblower testimony, and video analysis surrounding the government's alien retention program. The program housed at S2 Alpha in the Papoose Dry Lake Complex. This man has been the subject of electronic harassment by the NSA, DoD, and allegedly by foreign governments. Yeah, and the Congress has some of this information. I wonder what they're making of this. I wonder if they'll ever talk about it. I'm going to keep beating the drum on the alien interview thing because I think that John's research into this is very solid. And I think that we are looking at a very likely, in this case, a still of the video of an actual non-human held at Area 51. And I totally understand if you don't buy that, but I encourage you to see the interviews that John has done with me or other channels, giving evidence of his, talking about his research into this event and to why this might actually be at the time a living being. Meanwhile, Jaime Maussan posted a really great orb UFO video. Was there another one over there? Very interesting. Yeah, and then just kind of hangs out. I've got to see that again. Yeah, he just kind of hangs out, doesn't do anything interesting for a while. All right, here he goes, flying along, trying to catch up to this plane. I guess it's kind of hard to tell if he's, behind the plane or above the plane, or if he's closer to the camera. But whatever, he's definitely not a raccoon, not a balloon. I think this is a good UFO sighting, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Meanwhile, here's a really interesting quote from Timothy Good, the author of Above Top Secret, which is a very well-regarded UFO book. From years ago. But yeah, check this out.
Many people believe that the cover-up isn't purely perpetrated by the military or perhaps even the Illuminati, that there is a link with aliens who are in control of the disclosure or non-disclosure, shall we say. Do you think that people are receiving, or the power structure at the top of it is some kind of alien force?
I do indeed think that is the case, yes. And there's also corporate interests involved, huge sums, billions of money in the black budget is involved in this subject, and it's all covered under weaponry.
So how would, this is probably going to be...
Yeah, even back in the day, they knew that they were siphoning off money from legitimate programs into the UFO control group.
Question, but how would that communication take place between... would it be in an office, just two people sitting, an alien sitting talking to someone in the UN or something like that? Or?
Well, probably not the United Nations, but certainly there have been meetings in offices, certainly involving the more human type, that pass among us and are spies, if you like. Those meetings have taken place. Other meetings, I'm told, have been take place at the bases.
Okay. And
so he's been told this by people who have firsthand experience with all of this, with this information. People who have inside knowledge have confirmed to Timothy Good that, yeah, we're meeting with the beings. So are they running the show? That's the question. Are the beings running the UFO control group? Or is the UFO control group autonomous and just, allied with beings from beyond? I tend to believe that the beings are probably calling the shots. But, who knows? I would love to hear your take, and if you've seen any compelling information one way or the other. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I'd sure appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Look at this. I'm glad I'm not a goat, man. Look at that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, become a channel member, buy a book. There's links to my books below. And meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.